And I want it to be something that was meaningful to me and hopefully of some value to you. And what I kept coming back to is the affirmation that we say at the beginning of our sales meeting every week. And that's the same affirmation that I repeat to myself 5 times every morning. When I'm walking after exercise, I say it to myself 5 times. I alone control my future. What I do today makes my tomorrows. What is to be is up to me. You know, in today's fast-moving world with things coming at you from all different directions at all different times, sometimes we don't feel in control. Sometimes I don't even feel like I can catch up, much less be in control. But when we get to feeling that way, it's usually because that we have relinquished our control to either something or somebody else. And when that happens, I try to just stop whatever I'm doing and just tell myself and remind myself that I am in control. You know, I'm responsible. I alone control my future. I make the decisions that make my life. And so you have to remember that. The way that we control our future is by the actions that we take today. The choices that we made in the past lead us directly to where we're at today. What I do today makes my tomorrows. It's not about all the big things that we do sometimes or some days. It's about the little things that we do every day. It's about our habits and our choices. You know, do I get an extra helping of that bread pudding back there, or do I take an exercise and walk this afternoon? Do I watch reruns on TV, or do I read a book or a magazine article that's going to teach me something I didn't know? Do I stay up late and snack, or do I go to bed early, get up early and exercise? Do I play around on the computer, or do I go out and make new contacts? The things that I decide to do today, or that I decide not to do today, tomorrow, and the next day, are the things that actually shape our destiny and our future. What is to be is up to me. If you're going to control your future, you better know what your future is or what you want for your future. And how can you make the right turns if you don't know where you're going? The best way to predict your future is to create it. And that leads right into the principles of the goals, attitude, and persistence. You can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish with your goals, attitude, and persistence. On the goals, you have to know exactly what you want and have it written down. A goal that's not written down is just a dream. You have to have a plan to achieve your goal. You may not have the complete plan. You may just have the first step. But if you have that first step, you get to the top of that hill, then you can see the next hill and know what your next step will be. Our beach house, the car I drive, the office that we're in, all started out as a goal written down on a piece of paper. The other thing is attitude. Zig Ziglar, you've heard him say, your attitude determines your altitude. There's a guy named Charles Swindoll. He's a well-known author, preacher, and educator, and he wrote something about attitude. He said, I believe the single most significant decision I can make on a day-to-day basis is my choice of attitude. It is more important than my past, my education, my bankroll, my success or failures, fame or pain, what other people think of me or say about me, my circumstances or my position. Attitude keeps me going or cripples my progress. It alone fuels my fire or assaults my hopes. When my attitude is right, there's no barrier too high, no valley too deep, no dream too extreme, no challenges too great for me. Everybody knows, Morgan, our daughter, is a nurse at Baylor Hospital in Grapevine. And she's been working there on the med-surg floor for about 1.5 years. And she recently found out that they were closing her floor. So all the nurses that are on that floor had to reapply for their jobs. And, of course, she was concerned for her job. She wasn't at the very bottom of the seniority, but she was down there close to the bottom. She'd only been there 1.5 years. Well, she went in for an interview, and the hospital had decided that she was one of the nurses they were going to keep. And she was very excited about it. Of course, we were too. But there were nurses there with over 10 years of experience that they let go. And when Morgan went in for the interview, they told her that her positive attitude and cheerfulness was one of the reasons that she was still there and those other nurses were out there still looking for a job or going to look for a job. So the attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. And persistence, which is my favorite. We've got the poster at the back of the sales meeting, and I quote it, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. persistence and determination are omnipotent. Louis Pasteur, the scientist, he said, "Let me tell you the secret that has led me to my goal. My strength lies solely in my tenacity." He didn't say it was his genius that got him there. It was his determination, tenacity, which is persistence. And in persistence, there's another saying, success largely seems to be a matter of holding on after the others have let go. You just got to keep going, keep trying, and that's persistence. If you'll apply the principles of goals, attitude, and persistence to your life, it'll take you anywhere that you choose to go. I've seen it work in my life. I've seen it work in other people's life. And if you take those principles and apply them, it'll work in your life too. So that's my message.